Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that's now quite old, has become incredibly rare and incredibly collectible. We are looking at the 1994 release by Applause from their series of, or first edition series of mugs that was all based on the brand new Star Trek movie at the time, which was Star Trek Generations, which saw the progression of Star Trek Next Generation from the TV series to the cinema. The Star Trek Next Generation had been running for 7 seasons. It ran from 1987 right through to 1994. And straight after the filming on the series have finished, they then moved straight onto the production of the new movie Star Trek Generations. And Generations saw the original series characters appear together with Star Trek Next Generation characters in the movie. It's all based on this phenomenon in space called the Nexus. And the Nexus transported you to somewhere completely different. And Soren, a crazy scientist, had lost his family to a Borg invasion many years before, and he was trying to get into the Nexus to rejoin his family and live out the rest of his days in the Nexus, or live out forever in the Nexus, if you like. Now, while the Enterprise B was trying to rescue the ship that was trapped in the Nexus, Captain Kirk actually got ripped out of the ship and found himself in the Nexus. Picard then ends up in the Nexus, and they go back in time to stop Soren from destroying a whole star system in order so he can get into the Nexus. Anyway, let's not go over that anymore. I'm sure you've all seen the movie and you all know what's happened. But this particular mug we're looking at today is all based on that particular movie. And this is the box it comes in. So it says Star Trek Generations, and you've got the Star Trek Generations logo there. And you can see on the box you've got the images of the Nexus as we rotate it. And again on the back you've got the Star Trek Generations and the logo. And the whole box is covered in all the way around the Nexus. Top of the box, Star Trek Generations again with the logo, and it says everyone loves to go to get applause. And if I turn the box over to the bottom, it's saying again the logo, Applause logo again, everyone loves to get applause. Applause Inc., Woodlands Hill, California 91365. Copyright 1994, Paramount Pictures, all rights reserved. Applause is an authorised manufacturer of Star Trek ceramic mugs made in Korea. Item number 45945, Star Trek mug. Microwave and dishwasher safe. Barcode there. And the ones in the series was Captain Kirk meets Captain Picard, the crew, the villains, and Star Trek Generations logo. Okay, that is the box. Let's open the box up, take it out, and let's have a look at the mug itself. Okay, so I've removed the mug from the box, and I did mention to you that this is a limited edition mug, a limited first edition mug. And first of all, before we look at the mug, this is what comes with it. So it is a certificate of authenticity, and it says Star Trek Generations, we hereby certify that this Star Trek Generations logo mug is one of a limited first edition of 6,000 pieces created exclusively by Applause under license from Paramount Pictures. Applause, copyright 1994, Paramount Pictures, all rights reserved. Applause is authorised manufacturer of Star Trek Generations decor mugs. So there we have it. A very rare piece. Only 6,000 of these mugs were produced worldwide back in 1994. I shouldn't think there's many. If people were using them, I shouldn't think there's many left around. But there we are. Okay, so this is the mug. You can see you've got Star Trek Generations, and you've got the Generations logo there again, which is the Delta shield in a red background. And you can see again, just like on the box, you've got the Nexus, which goes all the way around the mug. You've also got the Starship Enterprise D as it's travelling into the Nexus. Yeah, I don't remember going into the Nexus actually, but there we are. So that's the Enterprise D, and it's just about to come into the Nexus, but it didn't actually go into the Nexus in the film, so it's a little bit wrong. but there we are. But it is a printing that's gone all the way around the mug, right round to the other side. So there we are, a lovely looking design, and it really is, and it's a nice size mug as well. It's a big mug. If you like your coffee and you like your tea in a big mug, it is a lovely size. We are looking at inch-wise 3.5 inches tall, which is 95 millimeters in height. You can see that, and the diameter across, we're looking at 85 centimeters. Sorry, 8.5 centimeters, 85 millimeters. So it is a lovely size mug, and obviously there's a big handle there on the side. The mug is white, as you can see, and on the bottom of the mug, it's got Applause Inc., TM, and copyright 1984, Paramount Pictures, all rights reserved. Made in Korea, 45945 is the item number. Star Trek mug assortment, Star Trek Generations, and it's dishwasher and microwave safe. There we are. Really nice mug. And being that it's a limited edition collector series with a certificate of authenticity, then we know there was only 6,000 pieces of this particular mug made worldwide. Okay. How well did these mugs do in 1994? Well, there was only 6,000 made, 6,000 got sold. Simple as that. So we know that what they achieved to do, they did it. Now, it does say first edition. Whether there was a second edition run of these or not, I've got no idea. This particular mug, well, obviously it sold out at the time on this particular mug. Whether they redone it again, I don't know. Let's just think about this for a second. The 6,000 pieces, I mean, that's such a small number, especially when we were all crying out for Star Trek merchandise back in 1994. When you think about, Star Trek was probably the biggest franchise in the world back then. We had Star Trek the original series, we had Star Trek the animated series. All of these shows were being rerun on satellite television. Star Trek Next Generation, well, we had that for the last 7 years. Like 87 to 94, it'd been running weekly on the channels, and now they've gone into the movies. We've had Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which started in 1985, 86, 95, 96. So while Star Trek Next, I beg your pardon, 93, while Star Trek Next Generation was still going on, they overlapped for a year, and then after that came Star Trek Voyager. So there was so much Star Trek going on. It was the biggest franchise in the world. 6,000 pieces would never have been enough worldwide for anyone. I can't even remember having these mugs in the shop. And when we had the shop, we used to buy tons of stuff off Applause. But I don't remember these coming in. But maybe they were just that short supply, that minimum quantity, that they just didn't come in. Now let's move forward to 30 years to 2024, which is where we are now, exactly 30 years on from when that movie came out. Does this mug appear on the platforms? No, it doesn't. I don't think I've ever seen one on the platforms. I did try and look. I had a good look on all the platforms. Couldn't find this mug, full stop. So, obviously, because of the limited quantity, and maybe they were being used, because I'm sure people would have bought them and used them. There's only a few of us that would have bought them and said, I'm never going to use that. That's going to be a collector's item. I'm going to keep that. But most people would have used them. So, that's probably the reason why they don't appear on the platforms these days. And to be honest with you, most mugs, older mugs, very rarely appear later on, because they are bought to be used. They're not usually bought to be displayed. Some people display them, but not very many. So, no, this item does not come up very often. And if it does, if it ever did, I'm sure it would be snapped up very quickly. However, we at Midas Touch has managed to find a couple of these mugs. And these mugs are former shop items from a closed down shop. And we managed to find these again in the stock room. So they were obviously taken off the shelf probably not long after Generations had hit the screens and finished on the cinema screens. because they probably thought, oh, no one's going to want these now. That film's come and gone and been. So no one's going to want to buy these. So that's probably why they were taken off and put into the stock room. And there they stayed until we went in and bought out all their stock and found a couple of these mugs, which are just like this one, in absolute pristine condition. A little bit of sign of wear on the boxes and the corner edges, just where they've been sitting on a shelf for all these years, getting on for 30 years. So there we are. But these mugs are available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long-lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful collector's mug with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.